Hi, I'm Suzanne Lanou, and my outlet is tvmag.com. Come by and visit anytime. How are you guys doing?
Doing
Good,
good.
good.
Happy to be here.
Oh yeah, it's great to see you all. I watched the first 5 episodes yesterday, and I loved
Ah,
it.
you're so fun.
Oh, you did?
Oh,
How?
wait, maybe it was
Okay.
four. I could
Four,
be
four,
wrong.
four. I see the
I
fifth
was
Okay,
one.
I
yeah.
usually see
Sorry.
four.
Yeah, no, it was great. Just told the other group this. I don't normally watch reality shows, but you guys drew me in, and I love the
Oh,
story, and now I want to see the rest.
Good. Yeah, we honestly consider it like a docu-based series. It's very
Yeah.
personal. It's very real. No
Yeah.
script
I feel
whatsoever.
I feel like reality sometimes has a negative connotation because of the
Yeah.
like curated it is, how set up some moments are. But like the best part about the show is that they didn't choose to cast like a friend group, or it's not like a
Sure.
housewives situation where we're all like having to interact with each other. Like
Yeah.
we're each like in our own right, like in our own paths. And just the way that downtown works, like these paths like intersect in all these different
Mhm.
ways. So the way that the show was shot was really like honest when it comes to
Yeah.
it.
Well, the thing about reality is the name encompasses so many different types of shows now. You got
Yeah.
reality competition
Unscripted.
and music and yeah, so many. Yeah, unscripted is probably a better term.
Yeah, exactly.
I used to say nonfiction, but they're like, no, scripted. Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
Same thing. So let me just start over here with Taofeek. What do you think the average person who doesn't live in a big city will learn from watching your show?
Ah, damn, that's a great question. Well, I would say I was once the average person who didn't live in the city, and I had this, built up fantasy in my head of what the city would be like, finding success in the city. I think one of the biggest giveaway, one of the biggest takeaway, will be, being able to own your own identity and just like owning your story and just like and being as honest as possible with that. I think we all come from like a wide range of like backgrounds and and we all think and dress and talk in our own unique way. And I think someone from the middle of nowhere can see that and and be empowered in that story.
Okay. I like that. Everybody's be whoever you want to be. And if you're from somewhere else, you can kind of reinvent yourself.
Totally. That's what New York is
That's what New York
for.
is for. Just like
Yeah, yeah. And Fernando, what did you learn from doing this show?
I learned so much, not just from the show, but in the past year. My life has changed in so many ways. But I learned most of all, I think, the power of collaborating with people who inspire me or just who inspire in general. The power of creating something that's like so unique and like I would say timeless, but at the same time, it is all about the time. It's all about what's happening right now. Having a crew and a team that actually understands what it means to be a downtown New Yorker, what it means to be queer or non-binary, like having people who understand the story first so that they can tell the story with you and not just be this voyeur that only gets their experience from it. It's like it's really it makes it so much better when you're telling a story that's for a whole culture. And so maybe this show only tells our individual stories, but at the same time it goes beyond that, because I was once that kid that saw saw a show like I don't know, like Gossip Girl or How I Met Your Mother, like all these shows that happen in New York or Friends, and just was like, oh my God, I could do that. Like I could be in that. And that was fiction, but for a show that's nonfiction, unscripted,
Yeah.
it's like such a pleasure. Honestly, it's such a privilege to be able to work with people who understand what it means to tell their story too.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Good. And is it Ebon or Ebon?
Ebon, perfect. The first one.
Good. I did not know, or at least if I knew, I didn't really think about it, that you could give parties and make money on it. I'm so out of touch. I'm so out of touch.
It's a lot of work. You can make a couple thousand.
I saw that. I was like, wow. Yeah. Well, congratulations on being successful on it.
Thanks.
And when did you when did you decide that you wanted to do that?
It's
How
it's
old were
pretty
you?
it's pretty funny because I it was something that like my friends were doing at first. We have a collective, it's called Nosferatu, and my friends threw a party and they just realized it was a lot more work than they could handle. So then they brought along me and another one of my friends, Tristan, he's amazing. We were brought on, and then from there it really started in like a group chat. I think that's how all parties start. We're like, oh, we want to throw a party, ha ha ha. And then next thing you know, you have 1,000+ people with a theater on stage, crowd surfing, and yeah, dude, the rest is history.
That's great, and it's different. Just for people watching this, because those of us who are older or don't live in the big city may be a little confused between the difference between what you're doing and a
Mhm.
party planner, someone that's hired out by
Oh
others.
yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
see, party planners, I think like, they're thinking down to like the color of the napkins. Like I think for us, our parties are a bit different because they are underground. They are considered raves. So, we throw these parties expecting a lot of chaos. We don't throw these parties with like, a lot of rules in mind. It's really just about being safe and it's about taking care of the people around you. And
Mhm.
that's kind of as simple as it can get. We just throw the parties and then we party inside the party, and
Yeah.
anything else that happens afterwards, we are not
Yeah,
responsible.
you create a space that you want to party there too,
Yeah.
right?
For
It's
sure.
like,
That's great. That's cool. And just when was the show filmed? Anybody can answer this that want to. When was the show filmed, and how did the pandemic affect the filming of the
well,
show?
well, the show came like the
was
whole
June.
idea came post-pandemic.
Post-pandemic.
Yeah.
So the whole concept was this like culture, like this like generation of culture happening in downtown post-pandemic, and that was like the original concept. But
Okay.
we really met everyone, I think last June is when we
Yeah.
first started talking to
Interviews
everyone.
and everything.
And so it's been a year that we've been like working together, but I think the bulk of the show has been filmed from January this year until probably like June.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we definitely were doing COVID tests like every single time we filmed. So
Yeah, we were being very safe.
it was very safe and very like post-pandemic vibes.
Yeah,
so-
like we knew the new rules, and
Mhm.
so we like just like abided.
Abide by it, yeah.
Yeah. But we still kept it exciting and like exhilarating in some moments, because there were, as for an unscripted show, you don't really know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so it was like, you didn't know that maybe you were dedicating yourself to the like filming this one party or this one moment in February, thinking it was going to be the most important thing that happened in your storyline, but little did you know
Yeah,
that
I used to-
in May
It's a
something
long time
came
to
along
go.
and you're like, wow, like this whole is a whole turnaround of events.
For sure.
So
Right.
it was really like a step-by-step process that we started in June, but we didn't know if we were going to be filming that year or if we're going to be
Yeah.
filming the next year, or if it was even going to happen. So now to see it all come together is like really like
It's-
such a pleasure.
Yeah, and I feel like we all had like different times when we filmed, because I know like
Mhm.
like I had my interview and then literally the next week like they were at our party filming, and like that turned into its own episode. So definitely like you can see like a little bit as they're filming the Baroque ball, which is what we called it. Like I had no idea any of that footage was going to be in the actual show. They were just filming and I was like, everyone's like, why are these cameras around? I'm like, I really yeah, like,
I
I might
had no
not even
idea.
see this, and then lo and behold,
Yeah.
the first few
Lo and
episodes there it is.
Right. Yeah, I saw the mask, so I figured at least some of it was after the pandemic. But I didn't know that's a quick turnaround time, a year, and then it's already coming out. That's
Yeah,
great.
it's been like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. And did they give you any say at all in terms of how things were happening or how you're being filmed or what you wore, anything like that?
Oh yeah, 100%. We definitely
Yeah.
like it was very it was so
Collaborative.
yeah, collaborative, a very safe space. Obviously like the normal, per se, usually with a docuseries / reality TV series, you can't wear like logos or anything. That's as far as they went with like keeping us in a box. Anything else, we were free to like express ourselves.
Yeah, it's just
Wait,
more that, I mean,
what's a Lolo?
no, like
Oh.
you can wear logos, but it's just
Yeah.
like they have to like sign off on it for it to
Yeah.
be shown.
Yeah.
So
Like
it's just
Nike, like something that's very branded, a brand.
Yeah,
brand.
Oh, okay,
the brand
sorry.
has to
Yeah,
sign
a
off
brand.
and say that it's okay. So it's just like it takes more.
More,
More-
yeah.
That's
Sure,
as far
sure.
as it
Word.
I
went.
just swore
But I
myself.
mean, this is
Yeah.
You have a fashion
I
designer.
just swore myself. I'm like, okay,
there we go.
well,
Look, head of state.
Well, yeah, well, that makes
Maybe we
sense. You're a fashion designer. So.
We should have all been styling. Yeah. No, but I mean, this is ultimately, these are our lives, you know, they came, it's not like they were like, okay, now you're part of our TV show. We're going to tell you what you
Yeah.
can do and what you can and cannot do. You know, they were like, at a lot of moments, like guests into our homes and
Yeah.
into our like personal business.
Yeah.
But thank God they're such sweethearts. And they're just like, really like everyone's along for the ride, you know? And so it wasn't like, oh, you can or you can't do this. It was more like, what's happening next in your life? What can we come along and what can we tag along with? So it's like, it's not, it was a collaboration. at the
Yeah,
end of the
definitely.
day, you know?
Yeah. It's like they
Well-
even the crew and the producers, they have no idea what's coming next. Like no one like
No,
we
no
get,
one
we
knows.
just say like, oh, hey, this is my life. I have no idea what's happening
Yeah.
tomorrow.
We
And
just
you
like
know,
hope for the best.
hope for the best.
Yeah.
And they'll everyone
Right.
sing along.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much for telling me I have to wrap it up. It was nice chatting with you and best of luck with the show. I hope it does well.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you.